welcome to Ask the Dropouts. It is
Everybody,
a once-a-month show where we answer your questions, give you updates on what's happening with art school dropouts, and we just kind of chat about anything,
yeah,
really.
it's kind of like our podcast format to keep ourselves safe during quarantine since we're not doing this in person.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I am Joey Bin of Art School Dropouts, and my lovely co-host,
Hi, I'm
my best
Stephanie
friend,
Sam.
my ride or die. So
We're
yeah,
doing close
so
up right now. You can't even see it. I'll just do it myself.
wait,
Other
what? It's a close.
side.
It's different on my screen,
I
homie.
know.
Is this? Is it really here?
Too late. It's too late. It's the moment
Okay.
has
Anyways,
passed.
anything was happening with you the past month stuff?
Just been working a lot, especially just like working at home, doing behind the scenes stuff for our school dropouts. Been just exhausted. Uh, I have a blanket because I sit here and I just do work, and it's just. You have a blanket too?
No, I have
Ah, damn. I was gonna say
straight up.
blanket party.
I'm straight up old man now. I have like all of my like my vitamins and all of my other shit down here right next to
Oh,
my desk.
I had like ibuprofen here, but I finished the bottle. But I have my hot chocolate. So
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I've been taking these we're not we're not sponsored, but feel free because like nature's way, dude. You guys I mean,
Oh,
it's like
I have
20
vitamins
bucks a pop.
too. I have Smarty Pants.
I got chewables, dude.
Oh my god, mine are too. They're gummies.
Yeah. I kinda like the pills. But then again,
I,
this is my
I
like
kind of like it's like little
this
things.
is delicious. That's like kind of my I actually like taking vitamins every day because it's like my only sweetness thing that I have during the day. But
I
yeah,
am the complete opposite. I've been drinking like Nutella hot chocolate. It is
that sounds delicious.
it is so good.
Actually,
Oh.
after therapy, I have like chocolate milk.
Yo, but Nutella hot chocolate. Well, then again, you don't really like hot drinks.
Isn't Nutella like peanut butter?
What?
Is
No?
that? Oh
It's
no,
like
I
that
guess I never had.
Ferrero Rocher shit.
Wait, is it? Oh, I never had Nutella then.
Yes. Oh
Oh shit!
my god. Dude, it's so good. I just like
Like
grab
the
a
outside of
spoonful.
the fer-
No, no,
the
no. It's
Ferrero.
like that creamy stuff
Yes.
inside.
I thought it was peanut butter, and I hate peanut butter.
Dude, peanut butter is peanut butter. You don't call peanut butter Nutella. It's peanut butter.
It could be like the same, like it's like a different. Like you don't call like a cotton swab a Q-tip or vice versa. It's, you guys. It's just a
A
different
cotton
name. Just a
swab is
different.
a cotton swab. They don't even. What? Alright, well, whatever. This doesn't make any sense.
Anyways, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess we touch up on like some current news, right, or something. I don't know
Yeah,
if we're
yeah,
gonna do that
yeah. I mean, I've just been busy working, and what have you been up to?
now. I've been busy working as well. I mean, obviously, a lot of the big jobs that we had this year kind of went kaput because of the virus, but whatever. But as much as I can, I'm still reaching out and helping out other Asian American or not even American, but like Asian filmmaker or content creators, and I've been trying to help out with their channel. One particularly right now, I've been doing stuff for this all female Asian
Huh.
band.
That's cool.
They do like rock or something. Yeah, so they're called Fetish. I'll just throw a link out there just to give them some love. Check them out. See if you like their stuff. I think they're coming out with like an album soon or whatnot. Been editing
Ah.
their vlogs. It's they only film with their phone, so I do the best I can. But
I mean,
besides that,
phone quality has gotten a lot better, honestly.
that's true. That's true.
So I feel like I
But
should be webcamming from my phone just because the phone is better quality than my webcam.
don't we have the same webcam?
No, we don't. I don't think so. What do I have? What is this? Huh? I had the
Like,
Logitech, but I think it's like a different version of Logitech. I think it's like one under. Because mine
okay,
does not look as clear as yours. Guys, let us know, because you guys can see it.
lighting. There's a kicker. I'm lighting the back.
I
There's
have
I
like,
have a studio light up there.
I have like, I don't know, my room is, I guess,
I
dark,
was
and I just
thinking
have colored lights.
I was thinking of getting a green screen and just fucking just
Oh my
cutting
god,
this out.
I thought about it too, but then I was like, oh, that's so much work, and My desk,
Yeah.
everything is a mess. I have a water bottle
Well,
here.
no,
I
but
have
your
papers
background,
everywhere.
your background looks okay. I mean, I have a fucking my
Look at
crusty
this
ass back.
printer. I have like, oh,
I
that's a script right there, guys. I printed out a whole script. It's just chilling.
I have a hamster like right here,
Can you
just
guys guess
chilling.
what script it is? You guys aren't gonna figure it out. Actually, you Patreon people might be able to, but yeah,
Is it our script or somebody else's script?
it's our scripts.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, besides that, yeah, just been writing more scripts actually. So want you guys to know, we're still hardcore at this. It's just been hard, obviously for many reasons. I'm like, kind of getting like strengthening my legs. I'm kind of like getting to walk again. So going to therapy for that. So hopefully next year or whatever soon. I'm sure my doctor hates it. My doctor actually watches our YouTube. Like, yeah, my doctor and nurses watch our YouTube, so they know what I'm doing. They see what I'm doing, and they're like, "What are you doing?" that's the thing, right?
What? Wait, like, well, hi,
But
Joey's doctors and nurses. If you see this, please take care of him.
but yeah, uh, and
And I'm
besides
sorry he
that,
doesn't listen to everyone.
but yeah. So besides all of that, I don't know. What else? Like, oh, did you see that shit? Like the creators of Avatar, they left the
Yeah,
Netflix
yeah,
show.
yeah. Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, I wonder. Like, I am curious on, I guess, what Netflix is going to end up producing, but to
Well,
have the
supposedly,
creators just up and go because of, like, I guess the creative decisions and just the story or whatever. That's
yeah.
nuts.
Well, because they were saying that it's not the vision that they're looking for anymore, so they had to leave. So basically, we're just I mean, and they did say though, like it possibility it could be like the avatar that people wanted, but it's definitely not their vision. So
Mm.
hopefully it's good because like I did. Well, I wanted to try out actually, but they didn't have. They did say they were gonna have an open casting call for
But
stuff,
there
but
was no notice
it was
of
like
it though.
regional, yeah. Well, yeah, like we didn't get it here, like
Oh,
for,
yeah.
and it wasn't like I was. Well, yeah, I guess I was. I wanted to try it for Ira. I mean, make it or not, right? I just
We
want
were
to try out.
okay, well, we were supposed to film something, but like
Yeah,
that was that whole period where you were like growing your beard out and
yeah, dude.
everything.
It took me a year, and you guys remember, like, dude, my beard was gnarly, and I kind of liked it, but I didn't, right? Because it was like, dude, it was like down here eventually, right?
Yeah.
Or no, probably yeah, and it
No,
was
it was
like
like
just gnarly, dude, and I
here.
was like,
I remember you would
dude.
be eating like soup or something, and you just see it's just dripping everywhere.
I was like fucking Cthulhu, dude. Like it was just like it was gnarly. Like I mean, it's not like I didn't like it, but I was really trying to keep that aesthetic of like how Iroh was when he was like running away from. Oh, when
Mm.
him and Zuko were like running away from like the Fire Country, so I wanted it gnarly, and I had like the peppered beard or whatnot, but like never got a notice for like an open casting call. So, and we wanted to do it, but I think after that, when I saw that a couple of my son friends, they were saying that they're already doing the pre-production or they're already doing like scenes for the Netflix series. I was like, okay, well, I guess I missed my chance, right? So
Yeah.
cut it off. But Iroh's still awesome, and I hope that the show turns out great, for the other fans and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we could still shoot something. I'm just kind of curious how the show is going to look.
Yeah.
I know everybody's like, "Oh my God, let's not have like another M Night Shyamalan
I
mishap,"
doubt it. I
but
mean, I doubt it,
I
but
believe
like
in
hopefully,
Netflix.
hopefully it's still good, right?
I mean, I ended up semi binge watching The Last Airbender on Netflix. I mean, I have it on just as like background noise, so it's like pretty nostalgic just to be able to like
Wait, The Last
glance over.
Airbender? It's on Netflix. The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why it kind of like there was like a whole resurgence of like people sharing and commenting and talking about like The Last Airbender because they're just like, oh, it's on Netflix,
I
I'm
thought
gonna
for
watch it.
Korra, I don't know, it was
No,
Airbender.
well, Last Airbender was added first, then they just added The Legend of
Mm.
Korra. I like saw that today actually.
So yeah, I mean that's really all is, and like I said, scripts upon scripts for whenever we can start filming, and I think soon, hopefully, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right?
hopefully, guys, it's just we're kind of scared. We don't want like people to get sick
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
am like
Yeah.
quite sickly,
But in the meantime, we are putting in the work, so
and this is kind of like a secret project that like I kind of want you to come in once I'm like I've already laid the grounds, and I'm trying to also make this a little bit international.
we have a guest. We're actually going
Oh
to be
yeah,
trying to do guests from now on for our ASDO dropouts because, I mean, we like a couple months ago we had come up with the idea of the in-house grindhouse, and we thought it was like a really cool opportunity to have these directors and content creators like share their work and talk about their films. And we thought, hey, if we're gonna do Ask the Dropouts, eventually you guys are gonna be so tired of seeing our faces anyways, so might as well introduce new people to you guys so that way you guys can check out other people's work, follow them, support them, and yeah, so it's just something different that we're trying to do. We're
All right, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content that we've had this month. I mean, like, just a little recap if you guys missed out on stuff this month. Um, you know, we have this backlog with Steph in London with Matt Granger. Like,
it's
hopefully
funny
that was
because
fun, right?
I talked to Matt and he was just like, seriously, that was a year ago and you just put it out now, and I was like,
Was it a year ago?
I yeah, it was something like a year ago, but I just haven't had time to edit it, and
Okay.
I'm not a
Like Steph,
fast editor like Joey is
Steph,
a speed editor.
yeah, you gotta understand, guys. Like Steph is clearly like the business stuff. Like when you don't see her in front of the camera, dude, she's having like so much work taking care of our business, our company, and whatnot. I am literally just the creative. I pump out the content. I write the creative stuff in the back, and I edit things. So we do have like a business, and like we work together, but differently, two different heads, and we're trying to keep roofs over our heads, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I
But
mean,
besides,
we kind of dabble in each other's world, but
yeah.
then it's like, whoa, you are nuts on that side. Like I thought, I'm
Yeah.
like, whew, but
So we
that
work.
side,
I work under her. I work under her for like the business part, and she works under me when we do the creative stuff. So it's a very it's I love the dynamic that we have when we actually
hmm.
work. So
Yeah,
that's the other one, and hopefully you guys also are enjoying our D&D animation gameplay. We're playing, and hopefully if you guys uh like Maple Story growing up, I did. So that's kind of
I
fun.
never played. I know I'm
I
probably gonna get flack for that, but like
Dude,
I've never played.
I think you would love Maple Story. Like, if
It
anything, that
looks
would be like the easiest.
cute.
We have one more video. If you guys didn't see it, it's like our if you want to film a fight scene for the first time, because I know we've
Woohoo.
been getting a lot of people like been messaging us over the years, and I know been saying that for a while now. And we're really trying to kind of like help out, right? And especially during this time where we all can collectively learn and level up with our skill sets. And for those that are filmmakers that already kind of have a grasp on how to film, please check out our so you want to film a fight scene for the first time, fight scene tips, check it out. We
Hmm.
do have people in there that never did fight scenes before, and we did a workshop, and we were filming it with an iPad, and I would edit it there so they can learn how to edit and put it together. So yeah, I think it was pretty good. There's that one lady that really I thought did well, you know,
Yeah, I think so
and I
too.
she was
Yeah.
really like she's like no like don't cut it. I can do it. I can do it. I'm like, oh, don't worry, it's not the cuts are there. It's the same
Hmm.
choreography. It's just that obviously just look
Different
nicer.
angles and just cutting it together. All right, so Joey, who is our
Yes.
special guest for today?
Okay, so our special guest for today, Leroy Nguyen from Rising Tiger Films. Please check out his channel. But he's like a really awesome filmmaker. Definitely one of like the OGs of I guess indie action. All right, but yeah, so we're gonna get him on as soon as we can. But before that, a little break. And I want to say thank you to all of our patrons on our Patreon because this show and this channel really wouldn't be here if you guys weren't able to support us as much as you have.
Yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much. I mean, during this crazy time in 2020, like your support has helped us so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you guys are interested in being a patron on our Patreon page, head over to patreon.com/artschooldropouts.
Guys, if you want to support us in other ways, please check us out on Fractured Atlas because we are a sponsored project on Fractured Atlas.
Yeah, so we are a sponsored project under a nonprofit organization called Fractured Atlas. So any donations that we get through there, it's actually a tax write-off for you guys. So if you would like some tax incentives, then you could definitely head over to our Fractured Atlas page, make a donation. And you don't get as many perks on there as you would through Patreon, but if you just want to support us financially, then you could kind of just support us through Fractured Atlas. And the only thing
And
we can
all of
really offer is a tax incentive.
yeah, and all the donations really go into our project. So it's not like,
Yeah.
we're
I
gonna be
mean,
throwing
legally,
parties.
we're binded by
Oh
that.
yeah,
Like, we
yeah,
have to. Like, we
yeah.
have to report all of our expenditures through Fractured Atlas because, I mean, it's a 501c3. So,
So please
yeah.
just check it out, guys. Like, everything you guys could go through our website, artschooldropouts.com, and you could just follow the appropriate links to go into our Patreon or to our Fraction Atlas. And besides that, if you guys still want to help us in other ways without money, please comment, like, share, with people our videos that would like it, our fight scenes, our film, our films, our short films, our web series, whoever might be able to enjoy it, because ultimately we are doing this, to make you guys smile. So thank you again for all those supporting, and let's get back to the show.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. Welcome to this session. We are actually going to be talking to Mr. Leroy Nguyen. Sup? Oh, you guys are on right now, by the way.
Oh, we're on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was watching the stream as well. I like your the thumbnail that you put.
Oh yeah, I just made that right before we even streamed
Nice,
because I was like, oh my
nice.
god, I'm so nervous because it's the first
But
time
yeah,
we're
like,
kind of actually doing this.
yeah. So actually, sorry, Leroy, you are our first guest here at Art School Dropouts, actually, ever, right? We haven't had a guest. I mean, the first time we even did this, but now, so yeah, like, I just
It
want
is a
to.
dream for us to do this more often, but it's just the stress of going live and having somebody on. It's like, whoa, shit, scary.
All right, so yeah, just give a really, really quick intro, guys. Like, this is Leroy Nguyen. He's one of my oldest filmmaking friends. We've done a lot of films together, both East Coast, West Coast. Like, we've been around. But so actually, since you being an OG style, OG indie filmmaker, actually, well, I don't know about OG. I guess we could say like 2000s, right? Like the digital age.
Like new wave,
Yeah, the digital age of filmmaking, right?
Yeah.
So, if for the people that don't know your type of work, like, how can you describe your film style?
I do a range of stuff. I can do the serious stuff, and then I can do the real stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
Too. But I think really, I try to make stuff real. Like anytime, like no matter if it's serious or if it's nonsensical or anything, I just try to make it authentic, like authenticious to me.
Authenticious. I like that.
To me and who I am. Basically, I just want to make sure whatever it is that I'm doing, I enjoy it.
I think that's what, like, the soul of the filmmaker is, right?
Yeah.
But, like, also, we just wanted to just follow that up, because it's like the film, like, it just kind of went into distribution. Is Silverback, right?
Yeah.
Like, so actually, before anything, like, Steph, where can people actually find that if they want to actually watch this film? Do you know? Or
Oh, Silverback is not on Amazon. Black Scar.
Oh, Black Scars.
Blues.
That was from,
my
like,
first feature film. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
I finished in like 2016, 2017, and that was the first and at this point only film that I've released. Like,
Yeah. Black Scar Blues, guys, just to make sure you guys have the name. Okay, so what about this new film that went into distribution? Because I know, obviously, me kind of seeing the progress of this film throughout the years, I know, like, background story to it, but it's what about it? Like, what's, like, like, what exactly kind of went into making this film?
well, the whole story about it. I did. This was technically my first feature film, and I did that. Yeah, I finished it back in like 2012.
Dude, I think I've seen like 4 versions of your film.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this has been wild stuff. Like, I've seen versions of that film.
I had originally.
How
made
many
this
versions
for,
do you have?
I think 7, right?
I think there's 4, like 4 complete versions.
Yeah, and like 2
Oh
shorts.
my
Well, 2
God.
long shorts.
Yeah, two different versions of the short. So the one that showed last year at the Urban Action Showcase, that was the feature film version, but not the original version. That was the one that I was set to release as as like the new film. But then, as a new year happened and everything, I just started. I felt like I wasn't happy with it, because I had combined too much old stuff from 2011, 2012 with the new stuff that I shot from 2018 and on, and it worked narratively, but the technical stuff, I couldn't look past it. So that's why I spent the last couple months retooling it. Now it went from like an hour and 20 minutes to 40 minutes, and that's the version that's online right now.
Leroy's been using this Italian editing software back from like 1999 or something, and you never outgrown it.
Yeah,
until now, right? Hopefully.
Yeah. It was really during the quarantine. I figured, fuck it, let me just finally bite the bullet, and I bought Premiere.
Yeah.
So that's actually, I edited Silverback on that, and that's actually the holdup on that rom-com that we did last year.
Oh, I wanted to ask you that too.
Yeah, I edited that in in that old software that I was using, but now I figured, all right, I got Premiere. Let me just, and that's a holdup because I'm learning how to do it. Like the process is the same. It's just the button layouts and shit like that.
Wait, what was the old program that you used?
Magic's Movie Edit. Magic's Video Pro or something.
Yeah, because like
Dude, that sounds old.
It bought up Vegas. Sony.
Dude, I like low key want to go back and film with the DVX just to see how better I've become as a filmmaker, just to know like what I can do now, right? Mm-hmm. I did not do my DVX any justice. Like I bought it because I know it's like, oh yeah, it's a good camera, and I learned more of it, but dude, I didn't know shit. And I think that camera was such a badass back in its day,
It was, yeah. That was the first like real cinematic looking camera that I used back in college.
Yeah, it's like a prosumer. It's not like full professional, but it's a prosumer.
Yeah.
Oh my
I feel the same way about the camera that I've been using for the past like 10 years. That Canon XA10.
Yes.
It's a good camera, but I never bothered to really use it.
I know, right?
How to use it.
Wait, what do you shoot with?
It for what I need it for. And I don't know. I just need someone to show me how to do it, or I just need someone to shoot stuff for me.
Right. Or what do you shoot with now?
Well, I just got this. See, I don't even know what it is. It's a Panasonic G85.
A GH8.
Yeah, something like that. It's a DSLR. It's my first.
Jeez.
Like, dude,
come on, man.
Like, we'll film your stuff, right? But like, we could do some workshops together.
I can tell you, move up here.
Yeah, dude.
I'll
That'd
shoot
be awesome.
you.
Because can you really say that you do martial arts? Because your thing like transcends the martial arts concept, right? It's more.
Real.
I wouldn't call myself a martial artist because it would be disrespectful to actual martial artists. I am not disciplined at all. I don't know. I don't have any formal training. Everything I learned was from my own, like on a punching bag, and then everything else came from movie fighting.
Yes, movie fighting. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? So I just want to like reiterate, guys, check out Black Scar Blues on Amazon, and the new one. Where can we actually find a Silverback? Actually.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. I mean, it's your film.
Yeah, that's on my YouTube channel. Just look up Rising Tiger Films on YouTube or on Vimeo.
Nice.
That's the better quality version.
Vimeo?
Vimeo, because the compression is better.
See, I used to say Vimeo, but then I guess I realized
Vimeo. That sounds so fancy. Like
I never thought of. No, I never understood that it probably was supposed to sound like video. That's why. So I never called it Vimeo because I always called it Vimeo. I don't know.
If you called it Vimeo, like I wouldn't understand what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Until I think we met like in one of the urban action films, like we met like the people that actually run Vimeo.
That must have been the first one that we went to when I came up as your guest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. We like because I remember like the Vimeo guys. Like we were like I was drunk, right? And I went into this elevator because we were sharing the same hotel. And they were in the hotel and I was like drinking. And I leaned on like the buttons. I'm like, oh shit. And I pressed like all of the buttons. So I had a long conversation with them. as we went up to like our floor.
Wait, they weren't mad that you literally pressed
No,
all of the buttons?
I didn't press it on. I leaned. I was drunk, right? But they were really cool guys. They
He
were
was
nice.
drunk and went like
Oh,
this.
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and they
you
were
just
like
fell.
talking. Oh, and I like run out now. But they were talking about like how this like online distribution works, and it was actually a really cool thing, right? So, and that's when I found out it's called Vimeo. You've had all of this recuts and retooling of this film. Like, why? Like, I know that you wanted to. Is it because you just wanted to update the look, or like why? What made you want to go back and keep like working on this one film?
Well, when I first released it, there was a whole story behind why I made it, and that actually got me in trouble. So I ended up. It was online for like a month, and during that month, that's when I got into some trouble and went to court and everything, and then I took it down.
God.
And since then, it just sat, like password protected, or nobody could see it aside from me. And every once in a while, throughout those, all those years, I would go back and I would watch it, maybe clips of it and whatever. And there was a good story there. And I kept thinking, like, man, the frame of mind that I was in back then, like, how did I make a fucking hour and a half movie in the time frame that I did? Because the biggest difference between how I made that film now compared to what I do, how I made that film back then compared to, like, say, Black Scar, which was a film of similar length, is that the production was consistent. I was shooting every single day, so the story never had a chance to kind of branch out into something else. I never had time to think about other possibilities. It was direct, it was smooth. I had never been on another production like that, and I think that was really because of why I wanted to make the film in the first place, because I really wanted to tell this story, because I was just so fucking, I was so fucked up that I had no other place to put these feelings, right? So it had to go into that movie. So that's why I finished it as quickly as I did. So I basically decided to remake it, revisit it because of that story. And because I kept thinking, like, this is something that still resonates with me, and I want to give it another shot. So that's what I did. I knew I couldn't release it the way it was back then because it was just too old.
I don't know. I think that's like I think that's really cool though. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people that would have that in their filmography. Like, having, hey, this is the film that I shot before, then this is the same exact film that I worked on. I think that's really amazing. You can see definitely the growth of your skill set or your story, right?
I mean, it's hard just to make a feature film to begin with. And the fact that you've like literally retooled this. Yeah, right. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah. And I think that's why I think it's really amazing for you to work on such a project like so diligently for all of these years, because the story still resonated in your heart. I think that's really beautiful,
and that's the key. If the story or just something about it really needs to matter with you. Like, if it was something that you didn't care about, then of course you wouldn't waste the time to retool it and re-edit it how many times. But because it was and it's funny because, like, I think about the time that I made that film, like 10 years ago, where I was in my life then, and then now, and I release this new version. It's like it's kind of crazy, like that place in my life compared to where I am now. And you kind of see that in the character. So it's not Silverback, the release version. It's not really a remake, and it's not really a sequel, but it's kind of both of those.
Like, just one more questions before we open it up to like the questions that we got on chat here. But is there anything particularly like your influences on your filmmaking style or career or something? And I know, like you said, I know that you have range. I think that's like, I think a very important thing for filmmakers to have is that the capability of having range, because I think ultimately makes your main style better,
Mhm.
right? So is there any, like, what are the biggest influences that you have on your style?
Well, I think creatively, and I've said this many times before, like directors like Takashi Miike,
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese, Takeshi Kitano, Jackie Chan, Nicholas Winding Refn, those creatively are my biggest influences. I'll watch their films and I'll analyze them, and I'll steal from them,
Yeah,
and
right.
just combine it into this thing that becomes my own style. But aside from that, it's also just who I am, you know. The
Mhm.
like that goofball that you see in Auntie, when
Yeah.
he's just saying the stupid shit, that's me. I'm like that, like around my family, and you guys have seen me like that. And the serious side, that side I don't show too much because I'll probably get in trouble or something. But that serious, that gangster, that violent side, that's why a lot of my films revolve around gangsters and violence and all that. That's the kind of stuff I keep inside,
Mhm.
and the only way I can express it is through making
So
movies.
yeah. Sorry, we're gonna go back to like the idea of range, like Mika Takeshi. It's like,
What's so interesting about his work in particular is that you can really sense his his vision. It's a film of Takashi Miike, regardless of what kind of film it is, and that's
Mm.
that's the kind of thing that I aspire to. Just like I'll make a musical or some fucking like
oh my god, yeah. Have
like,
you ever?
Oh.
but that it's my film, because
Yeah.
you can feel my you can feel my not my presence, but like my vision in it. You can feel it, you can see it, you can sense it. It's a film that I've made, you know.
Mhm.
And then I'll turn around and make some gangster shit. And it's the same thing, opposite ends of the spectrum, but the thing that connects it is that singular vision, that honesty. That
Right.
the filmmaker who behind it, there was no, he wasn't pretentious about it. He was doing it. He was doing the things for this particular film because he wanted to do it that way.
Really awesome thing that you're saying. I'd like to get back to that, but before that, I do want to like just open it up to like like the people here, right? Like on our chat, and let's see here. So there's a couple of questions here. I thought it was pretty.
Oh,
First
and
off, I
thank
do
you
want to.
guys for joining us. I know we didn't really plan to, like, we didn't have like a premiere scheduled or anything. We're still testing things out. So thank you guys
Yeah.
for joining in and asking some really interesting questions. Wait, are you going to keep making like renditions of the films, or are you gonna like move to like a different script? This is a question just
Oh,
for me.
Silverback is done. However, there's a
Ooh.
project that I'm
Mm,
planning right now, and it's funny because my feature film Black Scar Blues, and Silverback, those were essentially at one point supposed to be the same movie, but they, because of different things, they split off into you know two different films. My goal is, like, if I could only make one more film and then call it quits, this is the film that I would want to make. My ideal,
magnum opus.
yeah, that's what it would be. And I'm working on that now. And so I guess in the next film you'll see aspects of Silverback there,
Yeah.
as well as with like Black Scar.
So Lee B. Golden here, he actually wrote this. If you could tell us about your visit to Japan and meeting up with the star and director of Hydra.
Oh
Oh, so
yeah.
Lee is actually watching this right now.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
here.
Oh, right, all right. What's going on, Lee? Um, so yeah, Hydra. Oh, that's a fantastic,
Wait, is that
fantastic.
it's not out yet or no?
No, it's got no distribution. It's still screening in Japan. I talk to the director every once in a while. You know, um, and it was because of Lee. It was because of Film Combat Syndicate. I saw the trailer and I saw that it was going to be showing at the Urban Action Showcase last year. So that I knew that I needed to watch that. And as soon as I saw the film, like, I had to talk to the guys, because the actor, the star, director, producer, they were all there in attendance.
Thanks,
Yeah,
right?
and I
Yeah.
thank Lee for that too. Because I think I kind of scared them when I jumped them in the theater. I followed him out.
A real gangster.
Movie, you know?
Oh my
But
god.
I'm sure they love that. The fact alone that they went here from Japan and it was like, and somebody
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I loved your film." Like I think that'd be really, that'll probably feel really good.
Considering the reception that they got at the actual, like nobody saw it. There was only a handful of people who was actually in the screening.
Right.
I do like
that's
the Hydra fight scene though. From what I did see, it's like how they shot it, the lighting, it's so good.
Yeah. You know, when I went there to visit them, and that was actually on my fucking honeymoon. You know.
Oh, right.
It took us. We were an hour and a half late for the meeting. You know.
Shit.
You know, so I was meeting with the director and the star. You know, and they were just waiting for me and my wife outside the subway. The Japanese subway is so fucking confusing, right?
No, it's not. In
Yeah,
Tokyo, right? What do you mean? It's a big circle. It's like the Yamanote line, and you just go into that circle, and you just ride the circle.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry, I got used to it really quick. After like 2 days, right? So, this is from Jeremy Sorto. He asks, have you guys ever made or thought about making a tearjerker movie? So let's go with Lester first.
Yeah, like not like a straight up drama. I mean, I would definitely incorporate action into it. I think Silverback is sort of like, at least for me, you know.
I think both of your thing is like if you felt that way at any point of your life, it's like it gets to you, you know.
Yeah, like if you could identify with it. I never really aimed to make anybody cry, but if those moments happen on their own, like if they happen organically, then I'll push it, you know. I think any emotion that you feel strongly enough would be something that I'm proud of. You know, if you're feeling a certain way by watching a movie that I've made, then I'd be really happy with that. I don't want to spoil Silverback, but the ending is, like, in my mind, the best thing that I've ever done. And I'm not even talking about the fight or you know, I'm just standing in a dark room. You know,
it's like the everything. Like it's the everything.
That's a good teaser. Just leave it at that, guys. You have to go over to his like YouTube channel or Vimeo or Vimeo, whatever, however you call it.
It's
but
Vimeo, apparently, right?
Just go and watch it. I mean, you guys are in quarantine anyways.
So another question is like, is there anything that you have in plans? Oh, okay, so you did say that there's one more project that you wanted to do, and and you think that if that's the last film that you're gonna do, that's the last film that you want to do, right?
You know, I was just talking with my wife the other day because I just landed a new job, right?
Ooh,
and
congrats.
Thank you. And I was thinking that, you know, maybe if Silverback was the last thing that I ever do, I'd be okay with that, you know. And then and she was telling me, like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think
you have that thing in you, and it's just gonna pop up again, you know, later down the road. You know,
it's kind of like the Inception thing, man, dude. We're gonna be old men talking about this shit, right? And that's like the whole that line, right?
Yeah.
I hope people don't have a weird idea, like, we're making like buco bucks making this thing, like that's my crusty ass fucking mattress right here, right? It's for the love, and I think that's like what separates a lot of people, right? With everything when it comes to like making films, right? So here's the thing. One of the last questions I wanted to ask was that so in the current age of filmmaking, where everybody is able to make a film, like, or short or long or whatever, because literally like our phones are horrible production tools, right? It could do fucking everything. It could edit, it could market, it could film. It's amazing. But how do you feel is like the landscape of the filmmaking community / culture now?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw this interview that I did with City on Fire recently, but that's
a pretty OG fucking blog too, no?
Yeah,
man. That's been around since before I was making movies, like 20 years.
Yeah.
But they asked me the same exact question, and
oh shit.
And I'll give like the same answer. I think it's fucked right now. Like the indie landscape, the indie thing doesn't, in my mind, doesn't exist anymore. Or it's changed so much from how I knew it that I don't even know what it is anymore. I don't recognize it.
But do you feel like, because like I was actually looking at this stuff, like in the advent of like say Netflix, I know I posted this question on my Facebook and I wanted to ask people about it, like how specifically the question was like, what really constitutes? I guess it's kind of weird, but here, like, what constitutes a made-for-TV film, and like how is that, like, like what are the qualities of that, right? And I guess I was thinking when I was asking that, I was thinking like Wendy Wu Homecoming whatever warrior or some shit like that, right?
Warrior, yeah.
Like, but that was like the made for TV, or like now what I think of it is like the Hallmark or like the Christian movies, right?
Yeah.
But then again, I think about it, I know that's made for TV. Is it because of like now with the advent of like say Netflix or like digital distribution, especially this one thing called Quibi? I don't know if you guys ever know what Quibi is.
I've seen the
also like a live streaming thing for
So,
your phone.
No, it's not live streaming. It's basically it's called Quibi because it's called Quick Bites, right? So they have it's kind of like what we do. Like we film a feature film, but we cut it up into a web series.
Yeah.
And so it's primarily to watch it on your phone. So it's like, there's like Kevin Hart movie and like I watched this Anna Kendrick film on there with like it's actually really adorable. It's about her being best friends with a sex doll, her boyfriend's sex doll. And she's a writer. And like the sex doll is kind of like her, I guess her other psyche that's kind of helping her deal with being a good writer, being in the shadow of her. And it's about Dan Harmon and his girlfriend. It's actually like a really good and it's a really cute. But the whole idea is like, I think maybe because of like the landscape of the indie culture now isn't just indie like how we used to do it, right? Like it's like us, like it's people, grassroots are like making like friends coming together and filming it, like, so it's like a shitty, like B film kind of thing. But now the indie film is kind of like all these companies are pouring money into like these projects, right? So it's like you can see the clear distance now from what we can do and what from like a $5 million project with 3 people, like as actors, it's different. And I think that's also probably affecting what indie filmmakers that are coming up now, because like to them, I guess that's what they I guess aspire to, like, oh, we need to have a Netflix, or we need to have like a fucking like Amazon deal or YouTube Red. And I think that kind of shifts the mindset or the goals or the at least the content.
The spirit, that spirit has changed. Just like, you could go out there and film a fight scene with just 2 people and then 1 guy on a camera. That's how it was. And then you have to shoot it in this parking lot for only a few hours because otherwise you'll get kicked out or something.
Right,
that guerrilla filmmaking style.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't work so much for us now because we're old enough to get arrested. But that's the spirit that I miss. It's really, and I said this in that interview, it's really just embracing your shortcomings, not trying to hide that shit behind 500 lights and and a camera stabilizer and a huge ass rig. Like to me it's just really just working with what you have and making something magical.
That's why having a YouTube channel as a filmmaker, it was really good for my soul, right? Because like there are those projects where we could just like go out and shoot, like don't worry about lights, don't worry about sound, or like, so it's practice. And in all honesty, people don't know this, but I still practice filmmaking on my own. It's like these videos that would never see the light of day, it's always going to be in my hard drive because it's for me, right? And like I am the sole audience for this thing that I'm making. And I have some that I think are like really, really gorgeous looking, but it's just for me, and I don't want to share that with anyone else. And that I don't think that's I don't think people think like that now, right? Because like in the advent of social media, like everybody wants to share every practice video, every concept, and I think that's I think you don't get to reflect on yourself what you like about your work because you're seeing how many people would like it or whatever, right? So you're kind of
you're
pushing to.
dictated by everybody else's
That's
opinions.
the difference. You know, the
Yeah.
stunt people forum isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
You can't get the feedback.
Yeah.
You know, you can't learn. If it wasn't for that fucking stunt people forum, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
dude.
here. Going back to what I said about the spirit, really is just
Oh, okay.
you know, the intention of
Yeah.
making the film.
Oh yeah.
It just could be like, you know, the difference. Like somebody might get into filmmaking simply because like they really love a particular IP, right? And I think a lot of like Star Wars people, they really just love fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because like they remake the same fucking fan film over, like, don't give me like, and I think it's good. You know, it's the funny thing is every Star Wars fan film is basically every indie action film there is. It's like the same fucking storyline, right?
Yeah.
It's like bullshit fight scene.
Yeah.
Bullshit ending. Like it's, I get it. We do that. Like we do that all the time, and I get it. And like, if they could like see like, oh my god, I could tell my own story.
Mhm.
It would be the same. It would be the same heart, but they just love it, right? So, I think it's kind of funny how that works out, and I think some of those Star Wars people are probably the most honest filmmakers. You know, I guess that's one thing. But yeah, like, and honestly, with that, right? Do you have you know, to close this out? Like, do you have any honest advice for future filmmakers? If this somehow survives the cataclysmic death of digital filmmaking, and we start filming in like, you know, fucking augmented reality, or we're filming it like in
Oh jeez.
virtual reality. I see. That's why I'm so curious what filmmaking is going to be in the future. Right?
Yeah. What's going to turn into like the next step, right?
All right. So what do you have any advice? Do you have any like words?
Yeah. I think really, and this is going to be no matter what you do, but particularly when it comes to making a movie, is that nobody is going to give a shit about your project more than you. All right. So that means you have to be that driving force. You have to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, no matter what anybody else says, what your lead star says, or your producer or whatever, they don't, you know, the bottom line is to get your movie done, you have to do it. No one's going to do it for you.
Anyways, but like, I just want to say thank you again, like, you know, Leroy, for being part of Ask the Dropouts. Thank you for, you know, talking with us this very, very long podcast.
It was a
I guess.
very interesting podcast, though. We learned a lot, honestly.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And
Really
please,
fun.
you know, like next time, like feel free to become like our repeating guest again or something. You know,
Sure. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Andy Richter, you know, you're
All right, guys, another art school sellout section, but we have to really say this. Please, if you guys want to support us in other ways, please check out our tutorial series. If you guys are indie filmmakers or even veteran filmmakers that want to try out making fight scenes and you guys really like how we do ours, we actually have a tutorial series teaching you guys how, you know, we go about making our action scenes. It's called Do As ASDO Do.
You could check it out on artschooldropouts.com. Pretty much everything you would ever need to know about us is on artschooldropouts.com.
It contains over an hour footage of like everything that we teach you guys, from pre-production to post-production. I mean, it's like, you know, everything from planning to fight choreography, all the way to editing, sound design, how to cut it, how to pace it, right? So we go through about it. It's not like it's a film course specifically for action filmmaking with indie filmmakers in mind. And hopefully it's something that you guys, we try to make it easy to learn so you guys could understand. As long as you guys have a basic understanding of how to shoot and edit something, these are concepts and workflows that we do on our, you know, weekly fight scenes and whatnot to, you know, give to you guys, and hopefully helps you guys out too.
Okay, and obviously we have merch. Check it out. You're not wearing merch, are you?
It's hot. It's very hot today.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. We do have an ASDO tank top though, but guys, we have plenty of different merch designs on our page. Go to artschooldropouts.com, click on merchandise, and check out the different merch that we have on there. Anyways, but check out our merchandise.
Yeah, please check out our website too, artschooldropouts.com. Follow our appropriate links. And thank you again. It really helps us out to continue doing this, and, you know, helps us put a roof over our heads and food, right? So right. Thank you guys. All right. Back to the show. Yeah.
But
So
before
yeah.
we close out, let's do like comment of the month.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we actually have 2 comment of the month. This is something we do at the end of all of our shows. Leroy. I was like, Lester, Leroy? Oh, it's so confusing. But yeah, so I couldn't decide. So the first comment of the month is by Garrett Williams KGD. This was in regards to the last ASDO Dropouts. He said it was a great talk. He liked hearing our thoughts about the film industry, budgets, and corridor digital, and he hopes that we are doing well. So thank you so much, Garrett.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Corridor
so we're
Digital.
trying to
They have a
we're
good.
trying to talk more about like the film industry and whatnot. Just kind of, I guess, bust the gates open to
Yeah.
let you guys know what's
And they're
behind the
like pretty.
scenes.
I don't know if you ever seen that, like Leroy, like about like Corridor Digital. They were talking
Oh,
about
I
how,
have. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like
The
the whole
special
like,
effects stuff.
yeah, and like well, with
Yeah.
them, they're talking about like Hollywood isn't for them, and they're the ones closest to Hollywood, right? If you
Yeah.
think about it,
Yeah.
like the whole indie or like YouTube sphere, I think.
Mhm.
And if they're having problems with that, then fuck. Like, how can people like look at their project? Like these people, these kids that just come out of fucking film school and like look at Corridor Digital and not think they're fucking professional. Like they don't know what they're fucking doing, right?
Yeah.
I would never in like a million fucking years, like you see their work and you're just a fresh fucking graduate and be like, these fuckers aren't fucking Hollywood. I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna give 2 shits about their work. Like motherfucker. Like you guys just can't like just is that what film school is teaching these kids now? Like they can't like
Uh,
it's like the
I
work.
think film school is useless anyway.
Oh
yeah,
my
I
God.
kind of think so. You learn way more from like buying online courses from
Oh,
people that are
okay.
already
Whoa,
doing
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa. Wait, I don't know. I think doing it, like, I think the courses
Oh
are there
well,
for you to do it,
yeah.
right? In the end, you have to do it for you to
Mhm.
learn. But I
Yeah.
also don't agree with like, there's one I've been seeing around. It's called like 14-day film school.
On
Like,
Facebook,
I mean, don't get me
Okay.
wrong. Like I'm okay. I'll be completely honest. Obviously, we're pitching a tutorial series. I'm teaching like this course of how we do action film from pre-production to post, right? So it's a course of like a full film course, not just like stunts or some shit. And I understand it's just like there's some things that people don't really understand until they do it, and that's like the thing that I emphasize. Filmmaking, it's like the spirit. It's like if you're not down in the like the the gritty guerrilla style of just making something work, then fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, because like Leroy Nguyen says, dude, like when we're bored, I'll fucking make a film off the iPad, and like it's stupid, but it's that's the spirit, and I don't ever want to lose that. Like I don't want to be caught up in the, like, oh, I need to have a fucking kicker, I need to light the fucking back, I need to have like this fucking 45-degree angle light. Like I don't want to get lost in that too much, even though I love it, but I still want it's because of the spirit. Sorry,
Okay.
yeah.
So, second comment of the month. This is actually from Jeremy Sorto. I don't know if he's still here, but he said, "Is it me or does Joey look buff?" And Steph, you did a great job. This was a great design, and the outro was a good touch. Thanks, Joey, for keeping the content flowing, and can't wait to see what's coming next.
I'm not. Don't look. Okay, if you're in a wheelchair and you're fucking like over 200 pounds and you have to wheel yourself everywhere, dude, like eventually your arms have to get buff. But it's don't.
This isn't
That's-
even Joey trying. This is just him trying
Yeah.
to live.
I'm just trying to move my fucking body across the house, and it's like, it's like 200 plus pounds, man. So. And
but thanks,
that's it.
Jeremy.
That's really it.
I've been so
Thank you. I
stressed
really
out
appreciate
about
it.
the whole ASDO Dropouts thing. I know I shouldn't be, but it's just I want to be able to have like a good show for you guys and just trying to make it better and better and talking to Joy on like ways we can kind of change it up and make it way more entertaining for you guys. So working on it. Let's see what else we got.
All right,
And
so
I believe that is it.
So the thing is, like, obviously, guys, we have we're not stopping our content, so please continue to watch our channel, especially also Leroy Nguyen here at Rising Tiger Films. We have his links in the chat, and we'll put it up on the description below. But if you guys like what we're doing, please let us know. Leave questions here on our comments, on our comments, and we'll definitely try to like answer or get to them in the next Ask the Dropouts. It's because it's not like we're big or we don't get like a lot of questions anyway. So it'll be really nice. And if you guys please, like, comment, subscribe our stuff, it'll be awesome. And if you guys really, obviously like what we do, feel free to be part of our Patreon, and like, check out our merch. All right, guys, thank you so much again. Thank you again to Leroy Nguyen for being part of this thing.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.